But I don't. This
Isn't
is
yoga
nonsense.
supposed to be like somewhat relaxing?
I don't get it.
That would take me out of the moment, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Disconnect me, you know, with the experience. Okay. All right, when's the last time you talked about Lincoln Logs? Hey, that might be the problem. The last place left making Lincoln Logs is shutting down. No, the only factory for them is in Maine. Hasbro owns the rights, but since no one is buying those rights, they're going away. At one time, 30 million Lincoln Logs were being made, and they were created by the son of Frank Lloyd Wright back in 1916.
Good Day Chicago at 8 starts now.
All right, not a good day to be outside at all for more than just a couple of minutes. We are going to show you where people are going to get warm.
What are teenagers worried about? There's one clear thing. We're going to talk with the doctor about why it's their #1 concern.
And just because it's not summer doesn't mean you can't enjoy a farmer's market. We are going to be joined by the folks from Skokie Winter Market to show us what we can grab and get a hold of here in this cold weather over there.
Speaking of cold, Caitlin Cody is here, and these numbers are just unbelievable. When Mike, we saw, he was talking about wind chills a little earlier, nearly -40 at this point in time in Woodstock.
Through noon, we've got that warning in place because of that. So absolutely, we're focused on keeping you guys safe, keeping you warm, especially today, but also tomorrow too. We still have that cold weather advisory in place. Remember, into Saturday, satellite and radar showing that we do have beautiful, mostly clear skies over our city, but you might see a little bit of precipitation, especially in northwest Indiana. I want to get right to these temperatures, though, because as Natalie just pointed out, it is dangerously cold. These are the actual temperatures: 8 degrees below zero at the lakefront, 11 degrees below zero at O'Hare, 14 degrees below zero in Waukegan. Here's the wind chill. This is what it feels like outside. 36 degrees below zero at O'Hare, 35 degrees below zero in Aurora. Northwest Indiana, temperatures for you feeling like you could be around 20 to 30 degrees below zero. It's cold for everyone, and our day planner, unfortunately, keeps us below zero through 1 p.m., that is. I should say temperatures today could be reaching around zero as our high, so it's going to be dangerously cold all day long. Then we have the chance for snow returning this weekend. I'll show you a full check of your forecast coming up.
Okay, Caitlin, we'll be checking back in with you. Thank you. This extreme weather spells extreme danger for people without homes or heat.
Roseanne is live at the Salvation Army Freedom Center in West Humboldt Park, where people can go to get warm. Roseanne?
Operated by the Salvation Army during this bitter cold snap. They have places throughout north and central Illinois where people can get some relief. Now, this is with good reason. The kind of negative temperatures and wind chills that we're dealing with in the Chicago area right now are extremely dangerous, and frankly, they can be deadly. Frostbite can happen in just moments. So with that in mind, if anyone you know is without shelter or heat, you should send them to one of the many warming centers available throughout our area, and that includes all of these Salvation Army facilities. We're at the Freedom Center this morning at 825 North Christiana. It is open 24/7, and joining me now, I have Andrew Ward. He is with the Salvation Army, and I should point out we are in the warming center right now. There are people who we don't want to show right now. They're sleeping, they're resting, and enjoying this warm space. So, Andrew, thank you for talking to us.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
So tell us what you offer right now.
So we offer a warm space for individuals to come in, get out of the cold weather. We do offer food when they come in, if as long as we have it available. But we try and make sure that we accommodate all of the members of the community that need to get warm, have a place to sit for a minute, maybe get some sleep, you know, relax from the cold, not be outside, like you said, in that frosty weather. We don't want anybody getting frostbite. Here, we're about serving the community and making sure that everybody is warm and taken care of and looking after.
Right. Well, I was able to speak with some people who didn't want to be on camera, but said that they really appreciate this opportunity to come here and warm up. Do you expect to see a lot of people? You have a pretty good crowd now.
Yes, we do expect an uptick over the weekend, typically anywhere from about maybe 10 to 25 people or more may come in to warm up during the weekend. So,
right,
and that might be per night. So.
And we should point out that you always operate a warming center. This is available during cold weather in Chicago all winter.
Yes, so we operate as a weather center for inclement weather. So during the summer, when it's extremely hot, people could come in and cool off, and during the winter, people could come in and warm up. So, yes.
But the difference in this cold snap is it's 24/7.
Exactly. So when it becomes inclement weather like it is, freezing, below freezing temperatures, we operate 24/7. So we will be 24/7 throughout the entire weekend as long as this weather is below -degrees.
Right.
So.
And in addition, there are mobile units looking for people to recommend to come here?
Yes, we have 2 feeding units that go out, and they're also associated with case managers that go out with them as well to get people attached to shelters, to warming centers, to treatment. They go out to about maybe each location, each route has about 25 stops that it makes. We provide warm food, water, juice, and we encourage people to come on in out of the cold and out of the...
And finally, if someone does know of somebody who they would like to see end up here, what do they need to know? Just tell them to come on over.
Yes, just tell them to come on over. So we're open for the community 24/7. So please, by all means, pop in and we will get you acclimated. So.
Okay. Andrew, thank you so much. I really appreciate you talking to us, but also what you're doing here because, you know, we worry about the people that we see routinely outdoors in these cold temperatures. So thank you once again. And I do want to tell everybody there is a complete list of warming centers at our website. If you want to see all those Salvation Army warming centers, you're going to go to fox32chicago.com and you're going to click on the links you saw on Fox 32 and you will find that list. Reporting from Humboldt Park, Roseanne Tejas, Fox Chicago.
Thank you, Roseanne. Such important information, and especially because of this, we have some breaking news. A local woman has died from cold exposure. The medical examiner's office says 81-year-old Mary Savitsky died on Monday when the temperature was just 7 degrees. She was found inside her home in Evergreen Park. This was the 8th cold weather-related death in Cook County. If you're taking the trains, you should know Metro's operating on a reduced schedule, and so is the South Shore Line. Metro says a lot of people will just stay home today. Friday was already a day where ridership is typically down. You'll want to check, but both train lines will be on a mostly weekend schedule today.
All right, even if you were to get outside today, you won't find much open.
No, Brian is here with a check at what's open and more importantly, what's closed.
Well, Chicago Public Schools are definitely closed for the day, and so are a lot of other systems. You can find a list of closures right there at the bottom of your screen this morning. The Field Museum, the Shedd Aquarium, the Adler Planetarium, and the Museum of Contemporary Art are all closed. Chicago History Museum is also closed. However, the Griffin Museum of Science and Industry says it will be open today. And as Roseanne was just showing you, all of Chicago's warming centers are open today. The one in Garfield Park on South Kedzie will be open 24 hours. The city also says that you can use libraries to escape the cold. And seniors are able to use any of the 21 senior citizen centers to warm up as well. And if you do have to go out and your body goes into protection mode in this kind of cold, blood is usually increased to your core and then taken away from things like your toes, your fingers, and your nose. Your nerves also tend to freeze up, and you won't feel pain normally as quickly as you usually do. If you start to feel numb, that is a sign of frostbite.
It's the cold exposure for like the extremities. It's usually the fingertips, people, and it's usually like the postal workers. It is individuals who are the maintenance for Chicago. That's what we see that come into the hospital because of that prolonged time in the cold, and they'll have a pair of gloves on, and to them, their hands are a little bit cold, or it feels a little bit numb. Those are the patients that come in. Hey, you know, my hands were numb, and I've been outside for 3 hours, and there's significant impact.
Doctors also say cotton won't do as good of a job in this kind of weather. Plus, it holds moisture when you sweat, and being wet is one of the quickest ways to get frostbite and hyperthermia. And you should also always cover your head, your hands, and your feet anytime you have to go outside. Back over to you guys.
Very good reminders there. Caitlin joining us now to talk about just how dangerous we're talking here today.
Very cold, and we have a little bit of precipitation. I saw a touch of wet weather on my way in, so I do want to give you that heads up too. It's not going to be completely dry out there. You can see on our satellite and radar loop, most of the wet stuff on our Illinois side has dissipated, but those of you in Northwest Indiana still seeing some light snow come down in portions of eastern Porter County, LaPorte County, Berrien County, of course, for our neighbors in Michigan, receiving snowfall this morning. So watch out for slick spots too on the roads. Wind chill. Let's get right to it. What does it feel like outside? Right now, 27 degrees below zero is the wind chill at the lakefront, 36 degrees below zero at O'Hare. We're seeing a good mix of the 30s from western areas to northern spots like Waukegan. It's 34 degrees below zero for the wind chill, 35 degrees below zero in Aurora. Northwest Indiana, slightly better. We're seeing the 20s for most, 22 degrees below zero for Valpo. But let me just say this. You're not going to really be able to feel the difference between 20 and 35 degrees below zero. Limit your exposure if you can. So let's talk about our weather alerts. This extreme cold warning is in place until noon. What you're seeing down here, this green box in Kankakee County, that has to do with ice jam flooding potential along the Kankakee River. So if you live in a flood-prone zone by a river, perhaps, watch out for that today. Our weather alerts, though, continue all the way into tomorrow morning, turning over to an advisory instead of the warning, which, by the way, Northwest Indiana, you do have this extreme cold advisory in place. And that is going to be replacing our warning here in Chicago as we work our way through the afternoon, after the noon hour, all the way into early tomorrow. We'll take a look at that weekend forecast coming up.
Thank you, Caitlin. There's a certain type of cancer that's become a top killer of people under the age of 50.
And you knew Chicago traffic was bad. Now you will know how bad it is and what the worst traffic day of 2025 was. We've got all the data for you to share. And we're going to have more weather coverage next on this frigid start to our Friday. But first, here's a look at your 7-day forecast as we go to break. We'll be right back.
What are you girls doing?
We're doing all the heating, plumbing, and electric around here.
All right, I know you girls know stuff, but let's leave it to our trusted local experts. Let's call Four Seasons.
It's about time you figured it out.
Whether it's heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, air duct cleaning, or generators, you can always trust Four Seasons.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Live better, vote more.
Welcome back. Colorectal cancer has become the primary cause of cancer death in people under the age of 50 in the U.S.
A study published says colorectal cancer rates are on the rise, while overall cancer death rates have dropped. by 44% since 1990. Researchers say colorectal cancer has risen by 1% each year since 2005. This type of cancer was the 5th leading cause of cancer deaths, and previous data predicted it would be #1 by 2030. But the disease has taken the #1 spot much earlier than predicted.
All right, former Michigan football coach Sherrone Moore is trying to get the charges against him dropped. He was fired last month when Michigan found out that he was involved with a staffer inappropriately. She says he came over to her house and threatened to kill himself in front of her and blamed her for him losing his job. Moore is due in court again next month.
You will be shocked to learn traffic in Chicago is bad, but apparently not as bad as we thought. TomTom just released its traffic survey for 2025. It says LA has the worst traffic in the country, followed by Honolulu. I've not been there, so I don't know. Chicago is 12th worst in North America. TomTom says the worst day in Chicago, though, for traffic, July 3rd of last year.
Oh, man, just inching along on that interstate on July 3rd, blazing hot sun. Yeah.
You know what? I would take it right now,
right
Anthony.
Now? Okay.
With the windows down and the AC off, Caitlin.
I get it.
Sitting in the car when the sun is like blasting into your vehicle makes me so sleepy.
Yeah.
I get it when I'm driving home sometimes. But I'm with you, Natalie. Bring on the heat, because this morning it is brutally, dangerously cold. So that's where we're going to start. Well, first of all, look behind me. It's beautiful. It's that deceiving sunshine again today. Temperatures, though, feel like we could be below 30 degrees below zero. So we're talking about the 20s to 30s below zero for the wind chill. So let's look at our map here, where you can see it feels like 27 degrees below zero at the lakefront, but 36 degrees below zero at O'Hare. 35 degrees below zero for your feel-like temperature in Aurora, and in Northwest Indiana, temperatures for you feel like you could be around 20 to 30 degrees below zero. This wind chill is going to be below zero through the rest of the day. In fact, some of us aren't even going to be climbing to zero as our actual high temperature. Let's take you through your day. Lunchtime hours still feeling like we could be around 20 to 30 degrees below zero throughout Chicagoland. This is going to continue this evening. 5 o'clock, not much change, hovering around 20 degrees below zero. Then we get into tonight, and it is still going to be cold. Don't get me wrong. Now, I know we have that warning in place until noon, but after that, an advisory is in place for this cold weather, and that's going to carry us into early tomorrow. Saturday, 7 a.m., still feeling like we could be around 15 to 20 degrees below zero with that wind chill. In the afternoon on Saturday, finally climbing to those low single digits. Here is your futurecast. So today, we're starting off with a little bit of snow, especially in Northwest Indiana. I'm talking about Porter County, LaPorte, Berrien County. You may see some slick spots out there because of the snowfall. The rest of us, it's actually quite lovely looking. We've got high pressure anchored just to our west. It's keeping us dry in Chicago, also bringing that beautiful sunshine. As we head into this weekend, though, we have the chance for snow returning Saturday afternoon, Saturday night into Sunday, and then again Sunday into Monday. We could see some lake effect snow. So we have snowfall on top of the cold temperatures. We'll take a look at how much snow we expect and that 7-day forecast ahead. It's 8:17. Stay with us.
A new study out of UCLA gives us an idea of what teens value the most, and it may not be what you'd expect. At the top of the list, safety and being kind to others. Dr. Alicia Hines helped out with the study as part of the Center for Scholars and Storytellers. Although she's with UCLA, she grew up right here in the south suburbs. So welcome back home in a way. Doctor, tell us a little bit about this study.
Thank you so much. I am a Chicago native, so very happy to be here with you today. So this study, this is our second year in a row that we've released our teen values report. And for the second year, safety has come in at #1 in terms of what young people rank highest in a list of about 15 values. And so we find that really interesting, right, in these kind of distressing times. And so it's important a finding to share, I think, with adults and caregivers and parents all over.
You know, what struck me the most was with all of the bullying that you hear about going on behind the scenes on social media platforms. How do you square that with a desire for teens to want to be kind? Kindness coming in second on the list.
Absolutely. I think psychological safety online is absolutely a really important component to what makes young people feel safe or unsafe and threatened in their lives. And so I think the kindness to others and them wanting to be more empathetic and to show empathy in their lives really is compelling to me, because they're kind of seeing a world in which people aren't being very kind to one another. And there's quite a lot of polarization and vitriol that they're seeing in the news and on social media. And I think they want to act against that, right? And I find I'm really kind of proud of them for having kindness come in at #2.
What can parents make sure that they do at home to punctuate these values, you know, making teens feel safe and promoting kindness?
Yeah, I think definitely having conversations with young people about what they're experiencing, giving the kind of tools to think through and emotionally regulate themselves in their lives is really important. Safety is a pretty basic human and developmental need for young people. And so it's important that parents are there and listening to their kids and making sure that they're trying to create environments where they can feel safe and be themselves and feel comfortable and like they're in community and connected to folks.
What surprised you the most about this study and what it says about the next generation?
I'm interested this year that self-acceptance came in a little bit higher than it had last year. I think that's really important to name for young people who are developing and figuring out who they are. This is a really key period of identity development, and they need spaces where they can feel safe expressing themselves and developing those identities in public and in their peer communities. And so I think that's really important to recognize, to give them a space to be authentic and be themselves.
Yeah. And then finally, what have you found shapes these values the most? Is it still at home with mom or maybe dad, or is it social media?
I honestly think that parents have a really powerful influence on young people still. I think some people look at adolescents and think that, you know, teenagers, they don't talk to their parents and they're kind of oblivious or apathetic, but I really think they're getting influenced in the home and they're looking to their parents and looking to their peer communities and their families to give them models of, you know, how to be a good citizen, a good person. Social media, they get a lot of information that they're constantly filtering and navigating and engaging. And I think they go to their home communities and their families to get that real sense of how they should be in the world.
Dr. Alicia Hines, thank you again. UCLA researcher, Chicago native. Yes. Welcome home once again. All right, let's send it. Thank you. Boy, in LA, the temperature there must be so much better than in Chicago right now.
We chat with TMZ all the time, and Michael Babcock is like, oh yeah, it's 72 degrees, fantastic. Here in Chicago, brutally, dangerously cold outside. We've got sunshine, but it feels like we could be below 30 degrees below zero for many of us. This weekend, the chance for accumulating snowfall is back, and the cold continues. A full check of your forecast is ahead.
Sunday.
Welcome back. We're taking a live look at the planetarium, and boy, it looks like the Arctic tundra out there with a beautiful sunrise. Not warming us up at all today, though. My goodness, I hope that you're safe and sound inside.
Inside.
Well, once again, we have so many things to talk with Fox News Sunday host Shannon Bream about, and so little time.
So let's not waste it. Shannon joining us now. Happy Friday morning to you, Shannon. Let's get straight into it here. President says there's this deal over Greenland. What do we know so far about what was decided with the rest of the NATO countries and kind of where things stand right now?
Well, Anthony and Natalie, not much. We've got these contours. What we're told is that Denmark is going to retain sovereignty over Greenland, so they're not going to lose control of it. But the White House and the president very much celebrating what they describe as a super long-term deal, if it all comes together. It sounds like it would be an expansion of U.S. bases and presence there, access to rare earth minerals, the talk of a golden dome or something more broadly protective there in the Arctic region. So we now wait to find out what the details are, but Denmark technically keeps control of Greenland, at least as far as we understand this deal so far.
Okay. And then also this Board of Peace making headlines that President Trump has put together. Who is on it, who is not, and potentially could it take over or take the place of the UN?
Yeah, and UN supporters are worried about that. They don't want this to undermine the UN. I think the president's not worried at all about undermining the UN. Not a big fan of the UN, but there are all kinds of different countries together, a lot from the region where, this sounded like initially it was going to be about rebuilding Gaza and reconstruction there. So a lot of countries in that region, and Israel had some objections in the beginning, but they've agreed to sign on. Russia's been invited, but there's some big players out there who for now are either saying, not sure or no thank you, like France, the UK, we don't know where they're ultimately going to land on that. But the president says it's going to go beyond Gaza. This is going to be about finding peace in conflicts all around the globe.
All right. So, Shannon, back here domestically, there's apparently this memo going around saying that ICE agents don't need warrants to enter homes. What do we know about that? Is that true?
Well, I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but I see the reports that you have as well. And there are real questions about the Fourth Amendment and those kinds of things. There are situations in which law enforcement officers are allowed to move forward in certain very specific situations without a warrant. And so it'll be interesting to see what the justification is, because there are already scores of lawsuits and more threatened by a number of states and localities with regard to ICE, especially, if we go the step beyond and the president decides to invoke the Insurrection Act, that would then put military on the U.S. streets, and we've seen that would immediately wind up in court. So, I'd like to read the memo, all of it, myself.
All right, Shannon, who do we have on the panels this Sunday? Who do you got on the show?
So with all this foreign policy in mind, the talks this weekend with Ukraine, U.S., and Russia, the Greenland situation, we've got Senator Jeanne Shaheen with us. She is the ranking member on the Foreign Relations Committee. She was part of the delegation that went to Denmark to try to calm this whole Greenland thing down. Want to ask her about all of that, plus reports that this administration is actively seeking regime change in Cuba before the end of this year. And also, we've got this big winter storm rolling in, and the Senate's got to vote on funding bills next week, or we have a government shutdown next Friday. So can they get back here, and what are they going to do to avoid that?
Oh, good luck handling all of that content, Shannon Bream. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Shannon.
Have a great weekend, guys.
You too.
Here's a look at some of our top stories that we are following.
And speaking of the cold, ComEd preparing for the extreme cold this weekend. The company will have 24-hour staff and generators on standby to help with any power outages. To keep warm, it recommends you clear the areas around your vents, seal any cracks around windows or doors. It also says you can take advantage of natural light during the day for extra warmth.
Lawmakers in Indiana are one step closer to luring the Chicago Bears across the state line. Yesterday, a Senate committee in Indiana passed a bill that would set up the Northwest Indiana Stadium Commission, and that would be responsible for financing and building a new stadium for the Bears. And sources are saying that the Wolf Lake site, this is in Hammond, right near Wolf Lake, that is the front runner right now.
And there she is. is the St. Patrick's Day Queen. I love talking about St. Patty's Day. The newly crowned Queen, Claire Cahill, will visit the Cook County Treasurer's Office to promote the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Well, she better bring that warm sash if she's going anywhere today. She's also bringing her court with her. The parade is March 14th.
All right, all hail the Queen. All right, there's a lot of controversy over video of ICE agents with a child this morning.
Brian is here to sort through the details for us. Brian?
Well, the Minnesota school officials say that a 5-year-old boy was detained by ICE this week and was used as, quote, bait. Witnesses say that Liam Ramos was taken into custody along with his father in their driveway after arriving home from preschool on Tuesday. Now, they're currently in a detention facility in Texas. The school says that federal agents wouldn't allow the boy to stay with another adult living at the home. But a DHS spokesperson says that the father asked for the child to stay with him.
His illegal alien father, the father ran. So the story is that ICE detained a 5-year-old. Well, what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to let a 5-year-old child freeze to death?
An attorney says Liam and his father entered the U.S. lawfully from Ecuador in 2024 and have a pending asylum case. He says Liam's father does not have a criminal record in Minnesota. DHS says the father is here illegally. Natalie?
Conflicting reports this morning. Thank you, Brian.
Thanks.
The cold here and around the country is having a big impact on flights in and out of both airports this morning.
Yes, and we could see more problems this weekend. Checking in now with Say Kwan, who is live with some cancellations that are starting to build. Say, what are you seeing out there?
Hey, good morning, you guys. Well, we are here at O'Hare, as you mentioned, and we're really just seeing a normal amount of traffic right now, your typical morning rush that you would normally see at the airport this time of day. But I do want to talk about those flight impacts because this cold is definitely taking a toll on some of those flights. So according to FlightAware, which tracks flights around the world in real time, there are about 35 flights canceled right now, both in and out of O'Hare, with 44 delays. Now, just an hour ago, there were 39 delays. So as I mentioned, these are really starting to ramp up right now. Over at Midway, we're seeing a little less than 10 cancellations right now and 5 delays. Now, looking at the big picture now, we are seeing a total of 421 cancellations in and out of the U.S. today and over 570 delays. And if you thought that was bad, wait until you see what these numbers look like for tomorrow. Major airlines have preemptively canceled many U.S.-based flights tomorrow as they brace for that major winter storm that's moving in. We're talking over 1,400 flights canceled nationally, okay? Most of those cancellations are American Airlines flights, with the biggest impacts to anyone traveling in and out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Locally, though, O'Hare only counts for about 24 of the flights already canceled for tomorrow, and we're looking at 6 of those cancellations for tomorrow in and out of Midway. Thankfully for us here in Chicago, we are expecting to get a little bit of that snow, but of course it is really more about the cold, with that extreme cold warning in effect for most of Chicagoland until noon today. I know our meteorologists have been talking about this, and a cold weather advisory in effect for pretty much the entire area until 9 a.m. on Saturday. So hopefully anyone who's here at the airport today are getting out to somewhere a lot warmer than what we're experiencing here in Chicago. Back to you guys.
For sure.
Thank you. So don't you try to sneak away, okay? We'll track you.
I'll do my best.
Thank you. Caitlin is here, and she's got a check of just how cold it's going to get.
How cold it's going to get, yes. How much snow we're going to get this weekend. The winter weather continues on. As you just heard, we do have that cold weather warning in effect until noon, and then the advisory in place. So we are going to be remaining dangerously cold into the weekend. Behind me, you can see satellite radar. First of all, luckily, on our Illinois side, we're dry now, but you can see earlier this morning we had a touch of some wet weather. Now, as we round the lake, LaPorte County, Berrien County, northeastern portions of Porter County still getting in on a little bit of light snowfall, so watch out for slick conditions on top of the cold. These are the actual temperatures outside right now. You can see it is 11 degrees below zero at O'Hare, 14 degrees below zero in Waukegan, 8 degrees below zero at the lakefront. So these are the actual temperatures, but we're focused on the wind chill because when you're outside, it's going to feel like you could be at 36 degrees below zero at O'Hare, 32 degrees below zero from the lakefront to Midway, Northwest Indiana, mid-20s for most below zero. We're all going to be cold. Here's your next 12 hours. Wind chill staying below zero. by quite a bit. This afternoon, we're still going to be around 20 degrees below zero for that wind chill, and that's why we have the advisory in place, taking over after the warning expires at noon. Now let's take you into the weekend where we have the potential for snow moving in, especially Saturday afternoon into Sunday. Even Sunday night, we could see some lake effect snowfall. So our model is showing this is through Sunday at 7:45. Not much for accumulation, as most of it is going to miss us south. Of course, these numbers could be adjusted, though. As that snowfall comes down, we are going to see the potential for additional accumulation Sunday night, even into early Monday, which you can see reflected here. Generally, our model is showing around 2 to 4 inches with heavier totals as mentioned. The further south you go. Back to you.
Thank you, Caitlin. Even if Disney on Ice was not on ice, it would still be this weekend.
Exactly. Gabriela Prima's there to get a preview for us.
Wouldn't you say it's a little bit ironic that it's such a cold day, yet we're keeping inside an Allstate Arena on the ice rink? Well, it's much colder in here. It's totally climate controlled, everyone. So this is the place to be this weekend. I'm with Rebecca. You're an ensemble dancer with Disney on Ice presents a Jump In. How exciting. It's been totally revamped in here. A Disney oasis, I like to call it. Let's talk about what performances families could expect this weekend.
Yeah, so here at Disney on Ice presents Jump In, we have so many amazing stories. Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy are taking us through these stories with their magical mouse pad, and we'll see some of our favorite classics that we know and love, like Toy Story, Frozen, and Encanto, but we're also going to see some new, exciting adventures on the ice for the first time, like Inside Out 2, Zootopia, and Moana 2.
Okay, so all the big names that we're seeing on the big screen right now, you can get an up-close look at it, seeing it in another light. Let's talk about the performance that we're about to show you, just a snippet of Moana 2.
So in Moana 2, we see so many new characters like Moana's parents, Matangi, even Moni, Moana's village historian friend, who's going to take us through Moana's journey to reconnect the peoples of the entire ocean.
Okay, enough of us, guys. Disney on Ice presents Jump In, happening this weekend. We're going to show them a little bit of this performance. We'll get off camera so that you guys can get a better look. And the crowd goes crazy. Disney on Ice presents Jump In, happening this weekend at Allstate Arena. Plus, there's some other dates that you can expect. We'll have all the information on our website, fox32chicago.com. I'll send it back to you guys.
That is some crowd-pleasing stuff right there.
I love it.
And I just realized my youngest still hasn't seen the first Moana.
It's one of the best.
I
the
can't
music
believe
is
he
so
hasn't.
good.
It is. It's amazing. So good. All right. Thank you, Gabby. It is clearly not summer, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy Farmers Market. We're getting a preview of the winter market in Skokie when we come back. Live in studio. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's 8:43. Don't let looks deceive you with that blue sky. It is absolutely frigid outside. Don't go outside if you don't have to. If you do have to go outside, make sure it's just for a couple of minutes. Get that garbage taken out. That dog walked real quickly. Let him use the restroom and come back in because it is certainly dangerous. All right. The Skokie Winter Market on Main this is a fun winter community event. It offers produce. It offers arts and crafts, entertainment as well. Jennifer Engel is the Winter Market on Main manager to talk us through this. And I have to start off with this weather, asking you about how, because you said the winter market actually opened last weekend.
Yep.
This is not one of those days you want to be outside. So how do you guys handle weather like this?
The winter market this week is on Sunday. We have vendors both indoors and outdoors.
Okay.
We have outdoor fire pits. All of our farmers and vendors are equipped with, they bundle up. We have farmers and vendors indoors and outdoors. Everybody brings heaters. It's a well-attended event.
And it'll be warmer on Sunday than it is today and tomorrow. Let's talk about the market itself. A lot of people think, okay, winter, there's not going to be much produce. So what does a farmer's market look like in the dead of winter?
Sure. So there's a lot of meat, eggs, dairy, a lot of winter harvest vegetables, apples, beets, stuff that's grown inside the greenhouses.
And you mentioned baked goods as well.
We have a plethora of bakeries that attend the market. You can get sourdough, you can get cinnamon rolls, you can get all sorts of pastries.
That sounds so good. One of my favorite things to do in the summer is getting those like freshly made donuts. Oh. You know what I mean? With the powder.
Yes. And we have apple cider donuts at the winter market as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That'll draw a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us where these vendors all come from. Are they all in all Chicago, or is it more Midwest?
We get vendors from Michigan, from Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, and then the surrounding communities. So we really draw from quite a big area.
This is really cool. How did this whole thing come about in Skokie to do a farmer's market during the winter?
Funny story there. The village wanted to really revitalize that whole corridor over on the Main Street area, and so they purchased a building. The winter market started in 2025, and we've doubled it this season.
Really? Okay, so it was a kind of like pilot phase last year, and then this year. And was there a pretty good turnout for the first weekend last weekend? Okay.
Yes, we had over 1,000 attendees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is a great thing. Okay, what do people need to know if they want to check it out?
Sure.
Maybe they could wait because it's on Sunday, right?
Yeah. We run 2 Sundays a month now through the end of April. You can visit the website, SkokieFarmersMarket.com, to see all of the upcoming dates. We run 8:30 to 12:30 at 4051 Main Street. That's a storefront, as well as over at Soul Good Coffee. There's over 40 vendors, fire pits. Kids can make s'mores on the weekends. There's kids activities. There's live music. There's a lot going on there.
So it's not just the goods. You can actually get some entertainment for the whole fam.
Oh, yeah. There's always kids activities to do, whether it's face painting or some sort of art activity. And I really have to, the s'mores. Everybody loves the s'mores.
The s'mores.
Yes.
Nothing hits like a
Kids
s'more.
of all ages love the s'mores.
Yeah, exactly. Kids of all ages. I've been known to partake. I was telling Caitlin, my wife one time made a s'more out of maple and brown sugar Pop-Tarts instead of
We even have gluten-free s'mores.
Gluten-free s'mores.
S'mores available as well.
Okay. Check out the Skokie Winter Market on Main Street. That's a good activity. Sunday is when this is happening, Caitlin. So is Sunday going to be better than Saturday temperature-wise?
Well, we're going to have snow. So there's travel-wise may not be better. Temperature-wise will be better. But it's dangerously cold, Natalie, and you've heard some buzz on social media
Yeah, so
about
everybody's talking about these ice quakes. And is it going to happen in Chicago? If it does happen, what are we going to experience?
Okay, so it makes sense that we're curious about this because it is so cold outside. If you want to experience an ice quake, unfortunately, we have a couple things going against us with this. So ice quakes is when there's water that's already in the ground that freezes fast, expands, and then you might hear a sound like a popping or a boom sound. And sometimes it can lead to the ground to shake a little bit, like a mini earthquake. But unfortunately, most of the ground is going to be in that upper 20 to low 30 degree range already. So most of that water is already frozen. in. And then on top of that, we have snow on the ground in a few locations, which is going to slow the temperatures dropping of the actual soil.
Okay. So really the ground has to be colder in order for this to happen, and the water can't be frozen already.
Right. So if we had a soaking rainfall, let's say, and then it froze really quick, temperatures dropped big time, then that's when that water would freeze quick, expand the soil, and then you might hear it or feel an ice quake. That would be kind of interesting.
It would be so interesting. So probably not going to happen. Everybody who's predicting it online, I'm going to step out of the way so you can talk about these unbelievable wind chills right now.
Okay, so wind chills right now, 36 degrees below zero. That's what it feels like at O'Hare. 35 degrees below zero in Aurora, 27 degrees below zero at the lakefront. Northwest Indiana, mid-20s from Maryville to Valpo below zero, 30 below zero in Gary. It is going to be dangerously cold all day today, and that's going to carry us into the weekend as well. I mentioned that chance for snow moving in too. So if you're making your weekend plans, know that this winter-like weather is sticking with us. Our next 12 hours, wind chills staying below zero and well below zero, I should say. 20 degrees below zero is what it's going to feel like this afternoon. We'll take a look at your full 7-day forecast and that potential snowfall coming up. First, though, checking on Jake this morning, hopefully inside and warm.
Very much inside and warm. Caitlin, Cody, we are live out here, the Schaumburg Convention Center. We are live at the Chicagoland Fishing Expo. In the last hour, I was doing a fishing simulation. When we come back in just a couple of minutes, no longer is it a simulation. I'm doing the real thing. Start taking bets in the newsroom now. Does Jake catch a fish on live television? We'll find out in just a couple of minutes when Good Day Chicago returns.
Patrick Dempsey in memory of a killer.
Welcome back, 8:53. Jake Hamilton has been reeled into the Fishing Expo out in Schaumburg today.
Did not take a lot, though, to get him to bite. Hopefully he doesn't get catfished while he's out there. We could keep on going with the puns, Jake, but we'll hand it over to you.
That was one of the best written intros I have heard in a long time. And now I have to do a live shot worthy of that intro, and I think we're about to give it to you. We are live out here, Schaumburg Convention Center. Take a look at this, the Chicagoland Fishing Expo. It's day 2. It's running through Sunday. Perfect for the family, perfect to escape the weather. Come on in, stay warm. And we are here with someone who knows a thing or two about fishing. This is Violet Talley, professional angler. Now, Violet, in the last hour, you guys let me do the fishing simulation, which was a lot of fun to do. It was really cool. But you're giving me the opportunity to actually do it for real. You guys have sort of these opportunities to sort of showcase to people the real thing. Talk to me about the value of doing something like this for people.
Absolutely. So we have actually live bass, live fish right in this tank. What this allows us to do, allows us to put on a seminar where we can actually show hands-on to everybody in the audience how the bait works, how it moves through the water, and show them actually how to work instead of just talking about it, because people like their hands-on with fishing. And, you know, it's all about the lure, the presentation, the gear, and having this live fish here in the tank allows us to showcase our abilities and as well as what the gear can do.
Because I love that, because so much of, the rods and the lures, it's a promise. It's a promise that when you get out there on the water, when you're on the boat, it's going to work. This is the best of the best. And you kind of have to trust, if I'm going to put my hard-earned money down, that it's going to catch a fish. But now you don't have to, buy on a promise. You can see it in action. You can literally see the fish in there.
Absolutely. It's phenomenal because it allows us to showcase everything. People can see it. They believe in the lure. They believe in what we do, and everything is live. And to have something like this here is absolutely amazing.
You talk about believe a lot. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
You mentioned the word believe. Guys, back in studio, I don't know if you can respond to me. She mentioned the word believe. Do you believe I can catch a fish on live television?
Do we believe it? Is money on the line, or?
I'm curious as to how much confidence you have in it.
I'm going to go with...
Confidence is high. Repeat. Confidence is high.
For me, I have tried this and it's low.
Confidence is high.
Okay.
They said I'm the most athletic person they've ever seen.
No, we did not say that.
They said I am the... Why did you hesitate when I told you that?
I'm sorry.
Violet?
You know what? You got to show me.
All right.
You got to show me. You can do this.
All right, guys.
Okay. So let it go slowly. Just let the line go.
All right.
Just like that.
All right,
let it drop down. Let it all the way, and then just jig it, just like that. Oh, little bit down.
A little bit. All right,
a little more.
guys.
Here comes one. Get ready. He's got it.
Oh, nope.
And get ready. Jig it. Just jig it a little bit. Jig it. Shake it.
I promise you, things are happening. I don't know how much you can see the fish in there. They're looking at it.
He's looking at it.
All right, guys. So here's what I want to tell you. As I am fishing, we're out here at the Schaumburg Convention Center. This is day 2. It's running through Sunday.
Got it.
Got it.
Oh my goodness.
He had it.
Oh.
He had it. All right. I don't know what you guys have in the rest of the show. We're not going anywhere till I catch a fish. But I'm going to keep giving you all the details that you need. We are live out here. Schaumburg Convention Center runs through Sunday. $15 for adults. You want to come out here for the whole family. Kids 11 and under are free on Sunday. It's a lot of fun. You can get tickets online. I promise you, they're looking at it. Like
they're looking at it.
Here, let me bring it over here. Let me bring it over to these guys.
Yep,
Let's
there you
see.
go.
Come on. You want to do this? I promise you, they're going to bite right after you go away. Look, they're all coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
let out a little bit more line. Let some of those bigger guys get a chance. There you go. Oh, here comes one.
Is it?
I promise you. I promise you.
I don't know if I want to see the next
Bonke, this is the best television you'll ever see.
No, I think I'd rather see the Brad Pitt interview again.
Hey, he's
back.
like Brad Pitt and a river runs through it right now. That's Jake Hamilton.
Yeah, I look just like Brad Pitt.
Exactly.
I just need one of those floppy hats. I got to do the floppy hat where the water flips up.
Oh,
you let out a little bit more line. Open that up.
Open that up.
Let it just drop.
Okay, hold on.
And there you go. Now go ahead and swing a little bit.
Go.
Oh, that's it. There you go.
I'm telling you guys.
There you go.
This
jig
is
that
television gold. Start chiseling my Emmy right now.
That's right.
We're not going to get this
Here we
time
go.
back, I don't think.
Here are
That's
the
the
fish.
problem.
I'll be here all day.
Oh, there's one. Come on.
Okay, unfortunately,
We'll
we
check
have
back
to
in.
wrap
We'll check
up,
back
but we
in.
wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, those things will fry up nice. We'll be right back.
Fox 32 News is brought to you by